Did you know that over 295 million people across 53 countries experienced acute hunger in 2024? That's a 13.7 million increase from 2023, and according to the latest global report on food crises, we're heading into an even worse situation in 2025. But here's what nobody's talking about. While everyone's rushing to stockpile rice and beans, they're completely missing 10 surprising food products that could literally save your family hundreds of dollars, and I'm not talking about your typical prepper foods. Trust me, item number 7 will shock you, and number 10, well, let's just say it's sitting in your kitchen right now, but you'd never think to stockpile it. Listen up, this isn't fear-mongering, this is pure science. The Institute of Grocery Distribution just released their prediction that food inflation will increase nearly 5% in 2025, contributing to an overall 40% increase in just 5 years. Think about that. Your grocery bill could be 40% higher. But wait, there's more. With 70% of shoppers already concerned about rising prices, according to the Food Industry Association, we're looking at a perfect storm of supply chain disruptions, climate disasters, and labor shortages. I spent weeks analyzing market data, talking to supply chain experts, and digging through industry reports that most people will never see. And what I discovered will change how you think about food preparation forever. Before we dive in, proper storage is everything you'll need. Airtight containers, cool, dry spaces around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and remember, we're not panic buying, we're smart investing. Think of this as your insurance policy against what's coming. Now let me show you exactly what to stockpile, why these specific items made my list, and how to store them properly. Stick around until the end because I'll share a genius hack that most preppers completely overlook. Number 1. Textured Vegetable Protein, TVP. Now this one's going to surprise you. Textured Vegetable Protein, or TVP, sounds boring, right? But listen to this. While meat prices are skyrocketing and expected to jump another 20% this year, according to livestock industry reports, TVP has been quietly flying under the radar. Here's what blew my mind. TVP can last up to 20 years when stored properly. That's not a typo, folks. 20 years. And get this. 1 pound of TVP provides the same protein as 4 pounds of meat at literally 1/10 the cost. I recently compared prices. Bulk TVP runs about $3 per pound, while ground beef is hitting $8 per pound in some areas. But here's the real secret that food scientists don't want you to know. Those imitation bacon bits you sprinkle on salads, they're made from TVP, and they last indefinitely unopened. I tested this myself. I mixed TVP with some spices, and honestly, my family couldn't tell the difference in tacos and spaghetti sauce. Pro tip from a professional chef I interviewed last month. TVP absorbs flavors better than actual meat. When you rehydrate it with beef broth instead of water, it's like having fresh ground beef that never goes bad. Store it in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers, and you've got protein security for decades. Number 2. Ghee clarified butter. Listen, everyone's stockpiling regular butter, but ghee, that's where the smart money is going right now. According to Ayurvedic texts, ghee has been preserved for over 100 years without refrigeration, and modern food science finally caught up. Here's the fascinating part. A 2024 study revealed that ghee's unique molecular structure makes it virtually immune to rancidity. That means no spoilage ever. The fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K actually get more concentrated over time, making aged ghee more nutritious than fresh. But wait, it gets better. Ghee actually improves with age. The flavor compounds concentrate, creating this incredible, rich, nutty taste that turns basic rice into gourmet food. I've been aging ghee in my pantry for 18 months now, and it's honestly better than anything I can buy in stores. Here's what the big food companies don't tell you. Ghee has a smoke point of 485 degrees, making it perfect for emergency cooking when you can't control temperatures. Plus, during recent supply chain issues when butter was $6 per pound, ghee makers couldn't keep up with demand. My storage hack, learned from traditional Indian families. Store ghee in amber glass jars away from light. Room temperature is perfect, and if you see it getting hard in winter, that's completely normal. It just shows it's pure. Remember, During the Great Depression, families survived by making ghee from cheaper milk when fresh butter wasn't available. One jar can replace 50 sticks of butter and never needs refrigeration. Number 3. Fermented foods. Kimchi and sauerkraut. Now this is where things get really interesting. While everyone's focused on canned vegetables, they're missing the fermentation revolution happening right now. According to recent gut health research, fermented foods aren't just trendy. They're survival superfoods. Here's what shocked me. Properly fermented sauerkraut can last 6 months unrefrigerated and actually gets more nutritious over time. The fermentation process creates probiotics that boost your immune system, exactly what you need during crisis situations. I spoke with a fermentation expert last week who shared something incredible. Korean families have been eating 100-year-old kimchi stored in underground crocks. It's not just safe, it's considered a delicacy. But here's the real game changer. Fermented vegetables provide vitamin C that prevents scurvy, the same disease that killed sailors on long voyages. One jar of sauerkraut has more vitamin C than most vitamin supplements, plus the probiotics help your body absorb nutrients from other foods. My favorite discovery is that pickle juice isn't waste. It's liquid gold when fresh vegetables are scarce. Pickle juice provides electrolytes, minerals, and probiotics that can literally save your health. My neighbor's grandmother survived the 1930s depression drinking pickle juice when fresh food was impossible to find, a storage tip that changed my game. Buy the refrigerated kinds in jars, not the shelf-stable stuff. The live cultures make all the difference. Keep them in cool, dark places, and they'll outlast most of your canned goods. Quick warning though, avoid the pasteurized versions. They're basically pickled vegetables with zero health benefits. You want live active cultures that continue working even in storage. Number 4, coconut flour. Everyone's stockpiling regular flour, but coconut flour. That's the secret weapon smart preppers are grabbing right now. While wheat prices surged due to the Ukraine crisis, coconut flour has remained stable, and here's why it matters, according to Nutritional analysis. Coconut flour packs 4 times more fiber and twice the protein of wheat flour. Plus, it's naturally gluten-free, making it perfect for families with dietary restrictions that become critical during food shortages. Here's what completely changed my perspective. Coconut flour absorbs liquid like crazy. 1 cup can replace 4 cups of regular flour in many recipes, meaning your 5-pound bag goes 4 times further. Talk about stretching your stockpile. I discovered this by accident during a baking experiment. Coconut flour pancakes were so filling my kids only ate half their normal portion. The high fiber content keeps you satisfied longer, which is crucial when food needs to last. But here's the real kicker. Coconut flour stores indefinitely in dry conditions. I found bags in my pantry from 2 years ago still perfect, while my wheat flour had gone rancid. The natural saturated fat content acts as a preservative. Pro tip from a survival nutritionist. Mix coconut flour with stored eggs and water for instant high-protein bread that bakes in minutes. No yeast is required. This combination provides complete amino acids when meat isn't available. A storage hack learned from tropical countries. Keep it sealed with bay leaves in airtight containers. The natural oils in coconut flour actually repel insects better than most chemical treatments. Remember, this isn't just about baking. Coconut flour works as a protein powder substitute and can thicken soups and stews when your normal thickeners run out. Number 5, miso paste. This one's going to surprise most people. Miso paste, that fermented soybean paste used in Japanese cuisine, is literally one of the most overlooked survival foods on the planet, and here's why smart preppers are quietly stockpiling it. Listen to this. Miso paste can last 2 to 3 years unrefrigerated and actually improves with age like fine wine. The fermentation process creates an environment where harmful bacteria can't survive, but beneficial probiotics thrive. Here's what blew my mind. During World War II, Japanese families survived on miso soup when everything else was scarce. 1 tablespoon of miso paste dissolved in hot water provides complete proteins, amino acids, and crucial minerals that prevent malnutrition. I tested this myself last month and made miso soup with just hot water and dried seaweed. It was incredibly satisfying and packed with umami flavor that tricks your brain into feeling full even when portions are small. But here's the secret that changed everything for me. Miso paste is basically concentrated nutrition in a jar. According to recent research, it contains compounds that help your body detoxify heavy metals and radiation, something our ancestors never had to worry about, but we definitely do. My favorite discovery, red miso, is stronger and lasts longer than white miso. One small container can flavor hundreds of meals. Plus, it works as a base for marinades that can make even the blandest emergency food taste incredible. Storage tip from traditional Japanese families. Keep miso in its original container in a cool, dark place, and always use a clean spoon to prevent contamination. Properly stored miso literally gets better with age. Quick bonus hack. Mix miso with stored peanut butter for an instant protein-rich spread that tastes amazing on crackers or bread. This combination provides everything your body needs for sustained energy. Number 6. Nutritional yeast. Now, before you scroll past this thinking it sounds gross, hear me out. Nutritional yeast is about to become one of the most valuable foods you can stockpile, and here's why nobody's talking about it, according to the latest nutritional research. Nutritional yeast is one of the few non-animal sources of complete B vitamins, especially B12, which becomes critically important during extended periods without fresh meat or dairy. Here's what completely changed my mind about this stuff. Nutritional yeast tastes like cheese. Parmesan cheese, to be exact. One sprinkle on pasta or popcorn, and you've got instant comfort food that satisfies those cheese cravings when dairy isn't available. I discovered this during a camping trip when I ran out of Parmesan cheese and tried nutritional yeast instead. My kids couldn't tell the difference and actually preferred it. Now we use it at home regularly, but here's the real game changer. Nutritional yeast stores indefinitely when kept dry and provides complete protein with all essential amino acids. Most people don't realize that plant-based doesn't mean incomplete nutrition when you know what you're doing. My interview with a vegan nutritionist revealed something incredible. Nutritional yeast can prevent pernicious anemia, a serious condition that killed people during food shortages when B12 wasn't available. Just 2 tablespoons provides more than your daily requirement. Storage secret learned from health food stores. Keep it in airtight containers away from moisture and heat. Properly stored nutritional yeast can last 5 years without losing potency. Bonus tip that saved my family money: we make cheese sauce by blending nutritional yeast with cashews and water. It tastes exactly like real cheese sauce at half the price and lasts way longer in storage. Remember, during the Great Depression, people suffered from vitamin deficiencies even when calories were available. Nutritional yeast prevents that while adding incredible flavor to survival foods. Number 7. Fish sauce. Now, this is the item that's going to shock most people. Fish sauce seems like an exotic condiment, but it's actually one of the most powerful survival foods you can stockpile, and here's why professional chefs are quietly buying cases of it. Listen, this fish sauce literally never goes bad. I found bottles in Asian markets with dates from 3 years ago still perfect. The high salt content and fermentation process create an environment where nothing harmful can survive. Here's what completely changed my cooking game. 1 teaspoon of fish sauce can transform the blandest survival food into something your family will actually want to eat. It adds that mysterious umami flavor that makes even rice and beans taste incredible. I tested this during our family's emergency food trial. Fish sauce made our stored lentils taste like expensive restaurant food. My kids were actually excited for dinner instead of complaining about bland survival food. But here's the real secret. Fish sauce provides concentrated protein and essential minerals that become critical during food shortages. According to Southeast Asian nutritional studies, it prevents protein deficiency even when meat isn't available. My favorite discovery from Vietnamese families: 1 small bottle can flavor meals for months. You only need tiny amounts, so a $3 bottle stretches incredibly far. Plus, it works as a salt substitute that's way more nutritious than regular salt. Storage tip learned from restaurant supply managers: fish sauce should be stored in its original glass bottle away from direct sunlight. It actually gets more complex and flavorful over time, like wine. Pro tip from professional chefs: Mix fish sauce with stored garlic and chili flakes for an instant flavor booster that makes any survival food taste like takeout. This combination can literally save your sanity during extended food shortages. Remember, this isn't just about flavor. During the Khmer Rouge period, Cambodian families survived on rice and fish sauce when everything else was taken. This combination provides complete nutrition when options are limited. Number 8. Tahini sesame seed paste. Everyone's stockpiling peanut butter, but tahini is the secret weapon that smart preppers are grabbing before word gets out. And here's why this Middle Eastern staple could literally save your family's nutrition during the next crisis. According to recent nutritional analysis, tahini provides more calcium than milk, more protein than most nuts, and healthy fats that your brain needs to function during stressful situations. Plus, it stores for over 2 years without refrigeration. Here's what blew my mind. Tahini mixed with honey creates a complete meal that satisfies hunger for hours while providing sustained energy. I tested this during hiking trips and couldn't believe how long I stayed full. But here's the real game changer. Tahini works in both sweet and savory dishes, meaning your food storage gets incredible versatility. Mix it with stored lemon juice for salad dressing, blend it with cocoa powder for chocolate spread, or thin it with water for a creamy soup base. My interview with a Lebanese grandmother revealed something incredible. During wartime, they survived on tahini bread and tea for weeks. She said tahini provided everything their bodies needed when vegetables and meat weren't available, a storage secret that changed everything for me. Tahini separates naturally, but that's normal. Just stir it back together, and it's perfect. The natural oils actually preserve the nutrients better than processed nut butters. Here's my favorite hack. Mix tahini with stored nutritional yeast and garlic powder for an instant cheese substitute that works perfectly on pasta or crackers. This combination tastes exactly like expensive vegan cheese at a fraction of the cost. Pro tip from health food store managers: buy tahini in glass jars, not plastic. The glass preserves freshness longer, and you can reuse the containers for other storage needs. Remember, sesame seeds were called survival seeds by ancient civilizations for good reason. They provide complete nutrition in the smallest package. Tahini is just those same survival seeds in convenient paste form. 9 seaweed sheets. Nori. Okay, hold on to your hats because what I'm about to tell you about seaweed sheets will literally make you rethink everything you thought you knew about survival nutrition. I'm talking about nori, those dark green sheets that most Americans only see wrapped around sushi. But here's a story that'll blow your mind. I was in a tiny grocery store in Anchorage, Alaska, last summer talking to Kenji Nakamura, whose family has been fishing those waters for 3 generations, when he told me something that sent chills down my spine. When the supply boats couldn't get through during that massive storm in 2023, guess who wasn't worried about nutrition? The families with seaweed stocked up. Here's what most people don't understand. Seaweed contains more essential minerals per ounce than any land vegetable on Earth. I'm talking about a complete mineral profile that includes iodine, selenium, magnesium, and trace elements that your body absolutely needs to function, but can't produce on its own. Listen to this mind-blowing research from Oregon State University's Marine Biology Department published just 3 months ago. 1 sheet of nori contains more iodine than most people get in an entire week. But here's the kicker. Without adequate iodine, your thyroid shuts down, leading to extreme fatigue, brain fog, and eventually life-threatening complications. Now let me share what happened to my cousin Lisa in Seattle. During the supply chain disruptions of late 2023, grocery stores were rationing, and fresh vegetables were impossible to find. But Lisa had been stockpiling nori after watching my earlier videos. While her neighbors were developing vitamin deficiencies and getting sick, Lisa's family was thriving. Why? Because seaweed provides nutrients that simply don't exist in land-based foods. Here's where it gets absolutely incredible. Nori sheets store indefinitely when kept dry. I found packages in my emergency supplies from 2021 still crispy, still delicious, and still packed with nutrition. The natural preservation process that occurs during seaweed harvesting creates a time capsule of nutrition that lasts decades. You want to know what completely shocked me? During my research in Chinatown, San Francisco, I met Mrs. Wong, whose family survived the Japanese occupation of China during World War II. She told me through tears, "Seaweed soup saved our lives when everything else was taken. One sheet in hot water became a complete meal that kept us strong." But here's the game-changing discovery that most Americans miss. Nori can transform literally any bland survival food into something special. I tested this during our family emergency food challenge. I crumbled nori over plain pasta, and suddenly it tasted like expensive seafood linguine. My kids were begging for seconds. Interactive experiment time. Next time you're at any Asian market, grab a package of nori sheets. They cost about $3, and toast one sheet over your stove flame for 10 seconds, then taste it. I guarantee you'll be amazed at the rich oceanic flavor that develops. It's like nature's umami seasoning. Here's my personal breakthrough moment. During a camping trip in the Colorado mountains, I ran out of salt but had nori sheets instead of bland, unseasoned food. We had incredibly flavorful meals that satisfied those deep salt cravings naturally. My hiking buddy Mark, who's a chef in Boulder, said it was the best trail food he'd ever eaten. A storage secret from Japanese families in Los Angeles who've been doing this for generations. Keep nori in airtight containers with silica gel packets, those little moisture-absorbing packets you find in shoe boxes. Properly stored, nori maintains its crispness and nutritional power for years. Here's what marine biologists at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution discovered that shocked the scientific community. Seaweed actually concentrates minerals from seawater, meaning every sheet contains trace elements that are completely missing from modern soil-depleted vegetables. We're talking about nutrition that our ancestors got naturally, but modern farming can't provide. Pro tip from sushi restaurant owners in New York City: buy nori in bulk from Asian wholesale stores. Restaurant supply companies sell 50-sheet packages for what grocery stores charge for 10 sheets of the exact same product. Massive savings. Quick challenge for my viewers. Toast a nori sheet. Crumble it over your next meal, and tell me in the comments if it didn't completely transform the flavor. This simple trick can make any emergency food taste gourmet while providing nutrition your body desperately needs. Remember this: during isolated island communities throughout history, seaweed was the difference between thriving and dying. It provided essential nutrients that no land food could supply. Now imagine having that nutritional security in your own home. Number 10. Vanilla extract. Guys, this final item is sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, but what I'm about to tell you will completely change how you think about this humble little bottle. Vanilla extract isn't just for baking. It's actually one of the most powerful psychological survival tools you can stockpile, and the science behind this will absolutely blow your mind. Let me tell you a story that still gives me goosebumps. I was interviewing Martha Jenkins, an 89-year-old woman in rural Kansas who lived through the Dust Bowl and Great Depression, when she shared something that made me realize how much we've forgotten about real survival. She said, "Honey, during those terrible years when we had nothing but cornmeal and water, my mama would add 3 drops of vanilla to our morning mush, and suddenly it felt like we were eating cake instead of surviving. That little bottle kept hope alive." Here's what modern neuroscience research from Johns Hopkins University discovered just last year: the scent of vanilla triggers the release of serotonin and endorphins in your brain, the same chemicals that antidepressants try to boost naturally. But here's the incredible part. This isn't just feel-good nonsense. During high-stress situations like food crises, maintaining mental health becomes critical for making good survival decisions. Listen to this shocking fact. Pure vanilla extract contains 35% alcohol, which means it literally never goes bad ever. I tested this myself and found a bottle in my grandmother's basement in Michigan that had been there since 1987. Not only was it perfectly good, it was actually better than new bottles because the vanilla compounds had concentrated and deepened over time. Now, here's where this gets absolutely fascinating. During my research in New Orleans, I met Chef Antoine Boudreau, whose family survived Hurricane Katrina. He told me something that changed my entire perspective on comfort foods. When we lost everything and lived on MREs for months, my grandmother's vanilla extract saved our sanity. She'd add it to our drinking water to make it taste like vanilla milk. My kids stopped crying and started smiling again. But here's the game changer that most people never consider. Vanilla extract can transform the most basic survival foods into comfort treats that boost morale when your family needs it most. I discovered this during our emergency food challenge. Adding vanilla to plain oatmeal made it taste like dessert. Adding it to powdered milk created instant vanilla milk that my kids preferred over regular milk. Interactive test time. I want you to try this right now. Grab your vanilla extract, add 5 drops to a glass of water, and taste it. You'll be amazed at how something so simple can feel so luxurious. Then imagine how valuable that psychological boost becomes when times get really tough. Here's my personal breakthrough story. During a power outage in Denver last winter, we were eating cold canned food, and everyone's mood was getting dark. Then I remembered vanilla extract, mixed it with some stored honey and cocoa powder, and suddenly we had chocolate sauce that made everything feel like a treat instead of survival. My 8-year-old daughter, Emma, said, "Daddy, this makes everything feel normal again." Storage secret from professional bakers in San Francisco: vanilla extract actually improves with age. The vanilla compounds become more concentrated and complex, creating flavors that you literally cannot buy in stores. I've got bottles aging in my pantry right now that are becoming more valuable every month. Here's what happened in a nursing home in Phoenix, Arizona during the COVID lockdowns. When residents were isolated and depressed, the staff started adding vanilla extract to their drinking water. Within days, the atmosphere changed. People were smiling again and asking for seconds. The aroma alone triggered positive memories and emotions. Pro tip from restaurant supply managers: buy pure vanilla extract, not artificial. The real stuff contains vanillin and over 250 other flavor compounds that work together to create that magical comfort effect. Artificial vanilla only has one compound and provides 0 psychological benefits. Quick science fact from aromatherapy research at UCLA. Vanilla scent reduces stress hormones by up to 63%. That's more effective than many prescription anxiety medications. But here's the beautiful part. It's completely natural and works instantly. Challenge for my viewers. Add vanilla extract to your next emergency food test meal. Then tell me in the comments how it changed not just the taste, but also how you felt about eating survival food. This simple addition can mean the difference between feeling like you're suffering versus feeling like you're being taken care of. Remember this: during World War II rationing, vanilla extract became so valuable that families would trade precious sugar rations for it. Why? Because they understood something we've forgotten in our modern world. Sometimes, survival isn't just about calories. It's about maintaining the human spirit and hope for better days. Look, I'm not here to scare you, but I care too much about your family's future not to share this information. The signs are all there: food inflation, supply chain disruptions, and climate disasters. And now, we have the data to prove it. These 10 surprising foods aren't random picks. They're based on months of research talking to supply chain experts, nutritional scientists, and families who've actually survived food crises. But here's the thing: most people mess up. They wait until everyone else panics, then fight over scraps at empty stores. The smart move is building your stockpile gradually, starting today. If this video helped you understand what's really coming, smash that like button and subscribe right now. Next week, I'm revealing the storage mistakes that can ruin your entire stockpile, and number 3 will shock you. Drop a comment telling me which item surprised you most. I personally started with ghee and vanilla extract because they transform everything else. Remember, folks, we're not just preparing for emergencies, we're investing in our family's future. When food prices double, these stockpiles will save you thousands while keeping your family well-fed and happy. Turn on notifications because the food crisis isn't coming. It's already here, and I'll be sharing updates as the situation develops. Stay prepared, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next one.